Welcome back to How to Learn and Play the Left Hand of Johann Sebastian Bach's Minuet 1, or Minuet in G major, from Suzuki Piano Method Book 2. Alright, this is a fantastic piece. It's a masterpiece. It is two-part counterpoint, which means there are two melodic lines going on at the same time. The right hand has one melodic line, the left hand has the other melodic line, and they follow the rules of counterpoint, which we really don't need to know anything about at this point. And so let's just continue learning the left hand. When you put the two hands together, you get a really great sounding piece, and each hand really sounds pretty good on its own. That's one of the hallmarks of good counterpoint, is that each melodic line sounds good and correct on its own and has a good strong melody in and of itself. So just learning the left hand of the piece is a rather enjoyable experience because it is a pretty good melody. It's not just an accompaniment to the right hand. It's an actual melody in and of itself that works with the right hand melody to create kind of a musical tapestry, if you will. All right, we're down to our last couple of lines here, and let's make sure I've got it up here. The previous part we learned. We're going to move on to this part, which is kind of a continuation of the first line. So if you are working on this phrase right here, it's a good idea to just extend what you have learned here all the way up to this point. So from our F sharp here to that F sharp, rest, rest, up one more note to G, rest, rest, one more note to A for 2 beats, 1, 2, this is an octave down here to another A, we'll use our pinky, and end up here on D with second finger. Okay, let's quickly write in those notes. All cows eat grass, we know that's a G. Up one from there, that's an A. An octave down, all cows eat grass, that's another A. Fingering, we had 3 there, since we moved up 1, we'll use 2. We're moving up again, we've got 1, it's a big leap, let's use 5, the other end of our hand, and 2 is the best finger right there because it's where the hand will naturally be, or should be anyway. All right, let's take a look at the keyboard, see what we've got. We're going to start right here. Well, let's start right here at the F sharp. Rest, 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 rest. A, D. Back to our score. Let's write in that last D. Okay, our final section. We've got this scale figure going down. We're starting here. This line is middle C, so this note is actually above middle C. It's D. And here is a C with a funny looking sign here. This is a natural. And usually a natural is in the score because maybe in the key signature there's a C sharp, and this is telling you don't play C sharp here, just play a C natural. Well, that's not even the case in this song. In this particular song, we happen to have a C sharp up here in the right hand, and this is just a reminder, no, it's not C sharp, it's C natural. So it's not really needed here. We can scratch it out if we want to. It's kind of a reminder. It's kind of a polite thing to do. It helps you to read the piece because once you play a C sharp, your ear kind of wants to hear another one, and you kind of expect another one, and it's telling you, don't do that. Play a regular C natural. So we'll put a C there, going down, B, going down again, A, and we end up here on G. Okay, we've got some fingering to look at. We've jumped up from our pinky, we've jumped a whole octave up to this D, so naturally we're going to be using the other end of our hand with our thumb. We're going to go 1, going down 1, we've got to put a 2 in there, we're going to go down again, we're going to go 3, and we could have gone 4 and 5, but since we keep going down, we need more fingers. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our thumb under, so we have more fingers to play what comes next. So let's take a look at this little section right here. We're going to start here, and we're going to end here. So let's figure out a few other things. This is going down one from G, and don't forget, it's F sharp because of the key signature back here. All right, then we've got G. Let's make that a quarter note again as we've been doing. And this measure, you'll notice, is the same as measure 2, so it should be pretty easy for us. Okay, and we're going to use the same fingering as we did before. We have 1, let's see, that's a G. This is D, low G, and our fingering is going to be 1. We'll use our 2 and our 5 down here. Let's see, we didn't put this one in. Down 1, got to be a 3. All right. Let's listen to it while you're still looking at the music. I have my thumb here on D, and rhythmically, there's our first beat. This is 2 and 3 and 1. So these are rhythm counting numbers that I'm using here. So 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? Eighth notes, they go faster. And you don't stop at the bar line like I just did. Go right into the next note, which is G. Hold it for 2 beats. 1, 2, and I did that wrong. Really, when you play the note, you say 1 at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now here's a tricky thing. You're on F sharp with your third finger, and you're going up 1 note. You'd expect to use your second finger, but thumb is going to work best to play this figure. So from our third finger on F sharp, we'll put our thumb right here next to it on G. Then stretch out a little bit to play 2 on D, down to G we go. All right, I'll play it one more time, then we'll take a look at it on the keyboard. And with the counting, we've already played 1, so this is 2 and 3 and. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's look at it. Here's our middle C, here's our D, 1. Notice how I put my thumb under, going down. I went 1, 2, 3. Thumb goes under to the next note, then second finger on G, where we're going to wait for 2 counts, then F sharp. And now, since we're going to play G again, even though our second finger is here, we're going to want to use our thumb so we can go like we did in measure 2. All right, the whole section again. From here. All right, we need to zoom in on this next section because this is technically the most difficult spot. And I'm going to give a fingering here that is a little more difficult than what this book has, but it's a better fingering. Take my word for it. 1 on A. Don't forget our F sharp here. That would be 3. Is it 3? Yes. Yes, that's correct. We went down, and you see the book had 2 there originally, but we're going to use 1, 3, and 2, as we might expect for those notes, actually, since we're skipping down to F sharp, and then going up just 1 note to G. We would expect, if we start on 1, to skip down to 3, and then step up to 2. Here's the wild part. We're going to go down, and we're going to go down about 4 notes. We'd expect maybe to use our 5th finger, but no, we're going to put our thumb way underneath our hand to play this note so that we can jump a whole octave and use our pinky down here on 5. And actually, once you learn how to do this, it's easy to do it. You can do it without even looking at your fingers. You can sense where you are on the keyboard. And they're all quarter notes too, so they're easy to count. And you can play these staccato to match some staccato notes we had before, or you can play them legato. I kind of like teaching them legato, but you can do them either way. That's legato or connected. And that's staccato. I don't even know if you can see that bottom. Oh, you can't see me at all. Okay, let me put the keyboard in view here. And make sure I can get all the way down to that note. Oh, where is that note? All right, we have middle C still? Yes, we do. Okay. So that's a low D down there. You know, it's between the two black keys here. All right, this is a heck of a spot. It usually takes a lot of practice. We're starting on A. We're doing this spot right here. Let's take the first three notes. They're pretty easy. A, F sharp, and G. No big deal there. But our thumb has to go way under. And, you know, kids are going to want to turn their hand like this, but it's not really necessary. Just put your thumb under. It's very flexible. You can reach that D. If you have to twist a little bit, that's fine. You do have to twist a little bit. So, thumb on D, and then reach down to the lower D, and you've got it. Now, a lot of kids can't reach this octave and connect it, so make them staccato. Staccato means short. Staccato does not mean fast. Don't do it like this. No. All quarter notes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right. Just to finish it out here, let's see, we didn't write those notes in. D and a low D. That's a low D down there. If you don't believe me, figure it out. Just start counting down there. You'll find it. Back up to D. We'll have to use our thumb. 1, 2, 3 on these three descending notes. It's pretty much like an earlier part of the song. We've got 3 on B. Then we're going up to C. Then we're going up to D. We drop an octave to D. We end up on G. Let's play it. We'll start with our big spot here one more time. Those are those three notes there at the end. D, C, B. Rest, rest, C, rest, rest, D. Low D and G. Again from here. Rest, 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 rest. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I hope you enjoy Minuet 1 by J.S. Bach. It's a masterpiece.